Good morning and happy Tuesday. It is March 31st, last day of March. We are a quarter of the way through 2026. This year is flying. So, yesterday we talked DCA rope drop. Today we will talk, yesterday Disneyland rope drop. Today we'll talk DCA rope drop. Yes, my goodness. Um, Disneyland's got a lot of attractions, so there's a lot to go through. But DCA, on the other hand, not as many attractions, so not as many things that we need to highlight today. This will be a shorter episode for sure. Um, and yeah, we'll kind of just run through it really quick. I'll start with this though. If you get to DCA at 8 a.m. on any given day, your crowd's going to be pretty good. Like, you're going to be able to get a lot done. Um, Yeah, it's kind of nice. Like, you're gonna get a lot done every single day. Like, it doesn't matter really where you start. Um, I've had mornings where I got there at 8 and I'll have like 10 attractions done by like 9:30, which is really good. Um, but yeah, let's go through it place by place. Um, I think the best place to start is Guardians. Guardians of the Galaxy Mission Breakout is a fantastic way to start your morning, and it's very organized, very easy. That line's crazy throughout the day. Um, but yeah, I think that's probably the best one to start with. Um, yeah, like, there's really no crazy debate. I guess number two, you know, Radiator Springs Racers. The only problem with that is so many people go that way. So it's a crazy stampede. I'm a big fan of just using Radiator Springs Racers with single rider. Um, Even if you have a big group, because that single rider line really moves quickly. Um, but so many people rope drop Radiator Springs Racers. So that's the only problem with it, is it's a massive stampede and everyone's heading that way, and you could quickly find yourself in like a 30-minute line, even rope dropping it. Where Guardians, even with a lot of people going your way, it moves quick for whatever reason. And because of the pre-show and I think a lot of that stuff, it just makes you're going to get on the ride really fast. Uh, Incredicoaster, another great one to do right at rope drop. A little bit of a distance from the rope itself to the back of the park. Um, but the nice thing about that one is you can piggyback, Toy Story Mania, Midway Mania right there. You can rope drop basically either or, and like, you're going to be in a great spot. Both those lines can get long throughout the day. Incredicoaster has single rider, so there is like an easier way to get on it. Midway Mania doesn't. So, you know, going back to the back of the park, 'cause those two are really, really solid as well on Pixar Pier. Um, so yeah, that would probably be my top four, and then number five would be Soaring. Soaring is really easy to get on from the rope. It's literally right there. You'll be able to get on it right away. That line gets busy throughout the whole day as well. So kind of all five of those, for the most part, have their own issues of lines throughout the day. Really good way to start out. Guardians is probably the most rewarding. Radiator Springs Racers probably the greatest risk, which is kind of weird, but it's just because so many people are heading that way. Incredicoaster and Midway Mania probably the most rewarding in the aspect of the amount of stuff you can pick up after it. And Soaring is just straight safe, where you just don't have to go very far. The other rides throughout the parks, throughout DCA, I'll kind of like run through really quick. Monsters, no, I've never rope dropped it before. Monsters Inc. I guess you could try it. It does get a long line, but I'm always sticking to the buddy pass on that one. Uh, I've never rope dropped Spider-Man, and I don't think that line gets too crazy in the morning. I might be wrong, but I've actually I've never rope dropped that experience before. Um, but I think as long as you catch it before like 9:30, you're probably okay. I'm thinking. Line's probably not getting too much bigger than 15, 20 minutes on that one. Jumping over into Cars Land, the rest of the rides in Radiator Springs Racers are always going to stay pretty low those first like 90 minutes. They do get busy throughout the middle of the day, but not really rope drop worthy with Mater's or Luigi's. Not really rope drop worthy, in my opinion. Um, they kind of get a little bit of the leftovers of the people that missed Radiator Springs Racers though, and they're like, oh, we don't want to wait in a 30-minute line. We'll pick up these right now. So there's better times to do them, in my opinion. And on the Pixar Pier, you got Inside Out, not going to be a long line. The Pixar Pal Around, not going to be a long line the first 90 minutes. These things are easy to get on. Wouldn't rope drop them. Little Mermaid, same deal. Goofy Sky School, same deal. Kind of a trend going on with the carousel. All those things over there at Pixar Pier. A little bit like Fantasyland over at Disneyland. Quite a few rides over there, but a lot of things you can just kind of stack up, and no need to just jump on it as your first attraction. Yeah. I guess that leaves Grizzly River Run. Unless you want to be soaked to start your day, there'll be no one in line for that one. And for the most part, there probably shouldn't be really anyone in line for the first 2 hours. So unless you want to be soaked the rest of your day, or you have a backup plan to change clothes, probably not do that one right off of the bat. Yeah, that pretty much wraps it up. I mean, then you also have Animation Academy, where they start drawing at 8:30. Turtle Talk with Crush, I believe, has their first show right around 8:30 as well. So rope dropping is really not an option there, but you could be part of the first shows. They're probably very, very quiet. It would be surprised. I don't think I've ever been in there that early, but I'm assuming pretty quiet. Yeah, that pretty much wraps up DCA. It's overall a very easy, for theme park standards, very easy experience. People tend to just go to Disneyland in the morning at 8 a.m. If you want to get a lot done, go to DCA. You're going to get quite a bit done. Crowds will not be bad until about 10 o'clock, honestly, on most days. You'll be able to get a lot of your favorite attractions done, but those are some good ones to start out with. Yeah, I think that's it for today. I hope you have a wonderful Tuesday, and we'll be back tomorrow.